Your south-facing window may be lying to your seedlings, and the brightest lamp in the store might not fix it. I'm Grant, Fiona's here, and this is Root Insect.
Today we're talking plant light systems. And I'm glad we're using that whole phrase, because the light is only one piece of the mess.
I used to think the system was just, a bulb with confidence.
That sentence explains several of your past tomato disasters.
Fair. A real plant light system is the grow light, the shelf, the timer, the trays, the cords, the way you move the light up, and the spot in your house where it can sit for 8 weeks without everyone resenting it.
Exactly. And the article separates indoor growing into 3 real-life lanes. Seed starting for the garden, herbs or small greens in the kitchen, and houseplants that need a winter assist. Those are not the same setup.
For seed starting, the top pick was pretty straightforward. Barrina T5 grow lights, full spectrum, 2-foot bars, mounted on a basic wire shelf.
That combination works because it fits normal homes. A 2-foot light matches a standard seed tray or a small shelf section. You don't need a greenhouse bench or a grow tent swallowing the laundry room.
And it scales. 1 tray of basil and lettuce? Fine. 12 trays of peppers because you blacked out during seed ordering?
Also apparently fine, though emotionally questionable.
The nice thing is, you can add more bars as the operation expands. The annoying thing is, cord spaghetti.
Please plan the cords before you plug in 6 little light bars. Velcro cable ties are boring, cheap, and wonderful. Bread bag twist ties technically work, but they make your seed shelf look like it was wired during a power outage.
Time for Grant's garden mistake. My first seed starting setup was a folding table in the guest room, 1 clamp light, and the kind of optimism usually found in seed catalogs. By day 4, the tomatoes were leaning like they were trying to escape. The basil went leggy. The peppers just sat there looking personally insulted. And watering meant kneeling on carpet with a turkey baster.
That last part is why system matters. If watering is annoying, you'll delay it. If adjusting the light is annoying, you won't do it. If the table is too low, your back becomes part of the experiment.
So, actual setup. Wire shelf in a cooler basement. Barrina T5s a few inches above the seedlings, then raise them as plants grow.
Not touching the leaves. Not 2 feet away like a ceiling fixture. Close and even. The goal is sturdy, squat seedlings, not pale little noodles reaching for hope.
We should talk timers, because I have strong feelings about cheap mechanical outlet timers.
Your strong feeling is that clicking noises build character.
They do. A mechanical timer works. A digital timer works. The point is, the plants get a steady routine, and you don't have to remember to flip lights on before coffee.
And put each seed tray inside a solid 1020 tray with no holes. Not the flimsy drip saucer you found in the garage. A real bottom tray catches water and saves floors, shelves, and marriages.
What about kitchen herbs? Because I always want countertop basil in January. And then I remember countertops are where other human activities happen.
That's where tidy footprint matters more than raw power. For basil, parsley, or small greens, you want something compact with decent water management. If it drips, spills, or blocks half the toaster, it will not survive as part of your routine.
And houseplants?
Different problem. A fiddly fig sulking in January usually needs supplemental light, not a full hydroponic command center. Give it a sensible lamp on a timer nearby. Don't turn the living room into a lettuce laboratory, unless you enjoy humidity, algae, and explaining smells.
There was a winter lettuce experiment in the article that apparently smelled like pond water by February, and I respect the honesty.
That's the hidden review category. Does this setup still feel acceptable after 6 weeks? Catalog photos never show potting mix on the floor, extension cords, or the 1 tray you forgot to label.
I'm going to push back slightly. Isn't brighter usually better if the plants are stretching?
Not automatically. If the light is too far away, badly aimed, or only hitting half the tray, buying a brighter fixture may just make a more expensive, uneven setup. Distance, coverage, and routine beat bragging rights.
So the boring answer is the winning answer.
Very often, yes. A shelf you can adjust, lights you can raise, trays that don't leak, a timer that runs every day, and cords that don't become a trap.
Near the end here, give us Fiona's 30-second verdict.
Fiona's 30-second verdict. Yes. For most gardeners starting seeds indoors, I'd recommend the Barrina T5 full-spectrum 2-foot lights on a basic wire shelf. The concrete reason is fit. They match standard trays, stay close enough for sturdy seedlings, and let you expand without rebuilding the whole room. Maybe skip it if you only need one sad houseplant helped through winter. And no, don't buy the biggest light first and figure out the system later.
That is painfully reasonable.
Painfully reasonable is how you get peppers that don't sulk under a clamp light.
My final takeaway is this. Build the routine before you chase the wattage. If watering, lifting lights, and turning things on are easy, your plants have a fighting chance.
And label your trays. That has nothing to do with lights, but it will save you from the annual Mystery Brassica season.
Mystery Brassica is my gardening brand. If this helped, hit subscribe. We drop 3 new episodes every week on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, so you don't have to hunt for the next one.
Thank you for listening to this edition of RudeInsect.com, Conversations with Grant and Fiona.